So does your niche on YouTube matter in 2021? And my honest answer to that question is yes and no, and it's really gonna be dependent on your own personal YouTube channel and the type of content strategy you want to implement. Now, first, before we get into why I said, yes and no to does your niche matter on YouTube or not in 2021, we first have to know what a niche is in the first place. So I'm gonna take out my handy dandy phone and we're gonna look up the definition. So the definition of a niche is a specified segment of the market for a particular kind of product or service, okay? And that's just a fancy way to say, like, for YouTube terms, what type of content do you create? Do you create tech videos and tutorials? Do you do vlogs? Are you a beauty channel? Are you a gaming channel? All these content pieces are classified in a particular niche, okay? And so one of the biggest things that people ask me, they say, Tonio, I have so many passions. There's so many things that I want to create content around. Do I have to pick a particular niche? Because maybe you're like me. Like, I really love fashion, but then I also really love music, but then I love educating. And for me, for the longest time, it was very, very hard for me to decide, what type of content that I really wanted to create on YouTube. And I was like, man, do I really have to pick a niche? And that's why, if you haven't already, definitely check out my video talking about, my two failed previous YouTube channels, because that's going to give you a lot of insight of just my struggle of, trying to make it on YouTube, trying to pick, my passions and all this other stuff. But I'm going to summarize it for you. Make content and pick your niche based on two things, okay? One, what are you passionate about? Because YouTube is one of those things. I know I make content around, making money with YouTube, and you very well can. And I recommend you, starting your YouTube channel as a business. But again, that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother video. But what are you truly passionate about? Because it's going to take some time to really start to see the fruits of your labor. And if you're not passionate about a particular topic, it's going to be very, very hard for you to be consistent with that content, okay? Because for me, I make videos on YouTube tips and tutorials, and that's the basis of what my YouTube channel is around. And I can personally talk about YouTube all day and night, right? And if you're gonna be on YouTube, especially if you pick a particular niche, you're gonna have to create a lot of content and say things over and over and over again, sometimes in creative ways, because you are a little bit limited to that specific niche, at least starting off. So I know a lot of you are probably saying, Antonio, okay, great, I know what a niche is, right? But how do I choose my niche? How do I know what niche I should be in? Because I'm very, passionate about a lot of things. I might like cars, but then I want to talk about beauty, but then I want to talk about financial literacy or real estate. Like, there's so many things that I'm passionate about and that I want to share, in my life. How do I actually choose one? How do I know which way to go? And I'm going to be very honest with you. This is one of the things that I struggled with the most on YouTube, because personally, I'm a professional musician. I'm really heavily into like sneaker culture and fashion, but also, I like educating people on social media. Like, that's my business. So I had so many things in areas of my life that I was drawn to. I really didn't know what content I should be creating on YouTube. You guys, listen, this was something I struggled with for a while until I settled on the niche that I'm in now, which is social media, financial literacy, entrepreneurship, that type of content. But for a while, this is something I struggled with. And this is what I found to work best for me. So for one, what content can you produce easily that you're passionate about, right? That you can continue to produce year after year. Okay, and for me, what I found when I was trying to create drum covers and when I was trying to create fashion videos, those videos, had a, upfront cost to them. Like, I had to pay for studio time to create drum covers. I had to actually buy clothes to review, right? All these things had costs that, made it a hard barrier of entry for me to create that type of content versus this type of content, talking about social media and all this other stuff is just knowledge based. So there's no upfront cost for me to create this content. And then I'm also very passionate about it. So it's very easy for me to get on camera and talk to you guys about different things that's going on in social media, and it's ever evolving. So it's very easy for me to continuously update certain video pieces that makes my content not stale. And so you have to really figure out where is your passion, but what is content that you can create that's easy to create, there's not a big barrier of entry, right? There's not a lot of things that are getting in your way from not creating this content. Also, when you're first starting out, your niche is very imperative because, listen, like the definition says, you don't want to segment your audience too much, okay? Because you don't want to be creating fitness content one day, then the next day you're creating beauty content, and then the next day you're doing vlogs. Let's just say one of your videos do blow up. Let's just say your fitness content blows up, right? People that subscribe to you don't want to see your beauty content or even, your vlogs or the other type of content that you create. They only want to see your fitness videos. So what happens is when you upload different type of content outside of the fitness realm, you're not going to get a lot of views because that's not what people signed up for. And especially as a small YouTuber, you want to start building authority around certain keywords. So YouTube knows like, hey, this is what this creator makes. I'm going to push out this type of content. So you definitely, especially when you're first starting off, you definitely want to pick one niche and create a lot of content centered around there, because I'm telling you, it's just going to help with your subscribers, your views, like your click-through rates, because people know what they're subscribing to and subscribing for, and you're going to get so much more return viewers, etc. I'm telling you, you definitely want to pick your niche and stick with it, especially when you're starting out. Now, another thing that I strongly want you to take a look at is niche profitability. I recommend everybody, even when they're first starting, to look at their YouTube channel as a business, okay? And picking your niche is one of the most important things when it comes to, the profitability of your YouTube channel, because if you pick a niche that advertisers don't really rock with too much, it's gonna be very, very hard for you to make money just specifically from YouTube. Now, I know a lot of people will tell you that, AdSense revenue isn't a lot, but believe you me, if you pick the right niche, even if you don't get a lot of views, you can make a lot of money from just AdSense alone. Okay, so YouTubers that are in the financial niche, that are in real estate, entrepreneurship, like that type of stuff, they make a lot of money just from AdSense alone. Right? And sometimes they can make, 5 to 10 times the amount of money that you make, just because they picked a more profitable niche. Now, obviously passion and all those things that I said before, plays a part in it. But if you can pick a profitable niche or more profitable niche, I'm telling you, you will be very happy with yourself in the long run. So even though, gaming channels and vlogs and, family channels do make or get a lot of subscribers, right? They don't make as much money as, certain channels. So there are trade-offs because your market has a ceiling. So you really have to decide what is more important and how you leverage it. But your niche and the profitability of that niche does play a role. So I definitely want you guys to think about that. So now we're at the point of the video where I'm going to tell you why, your niche doesn't matter as much in 2021. So to be very honest with you, your subscriber count doesn't really matter that much anymore. Maybe back in the day, when you had that big subscriber count, your subscribers would just automatically be fed your video. It would just automatically pop up on their homepage. And that does happen if they have the notification bell on all the way to the top one, which you should do, right? But if they have it at personalized, which is the medium one, sometimes YouTube may or may not push your content to their home page. It really depends on what type of content that they like in general. And so what I would recommend is that, yes, pick a niche, but don't be so strict right out of the gate. And what I mean is still create content that is still within the same relative niche, but you don't necessarily have to completely niche down. So let's just say you're talking about social media. You don't only have to talk about YouTube. You can talk about Twitter. You can talk about Instagram. You can talk about Clubhouse. You can talk about everything social media if you like, right? And then if you have other niches that you're passionate about that are still in the realm of your niche, experiment and see how your audience likes that. So for me, I talk about social media, right? But most of the time, if you want to grow on social media, you're doing it to either make money online or you don't grow your brand awareness. That's still, normally you're doing that to make money online, whether that's through, selling your own products or services or getting brand deals and sponsorships. So then that takes me to creating, content on brand deals, sponsorships, how to make money online through social media, right? And then from there, after you make the money, what do you have to do with it? Financial literacy is a thing. What do you do with money once you make it? Then that goes into like financial literacy, life insurance, stocks. So you can see that each niche can compound together and it still all be within the related fields. You just have to test out what is going to work and what's not going to work. And the only way to know that is, again, testing. So I would say, your niche doesn't matter as much in 2021. But still, you still want to have a concrete base to let your subscribers know what you are creating. They know time and time again what you offer on your channel. So when they do subscribe, even if you don't create that content every single upload, but if you're uploading consistently 2 to 3 times a week, you're still feeding that beast. You're still feeding them the content that they want. And they may start to get interested in your, other content just because it's you. But that is it for the video. I hope that you guys truly enjoyed it. Let me know, do you think niche matters on YouTube right now in 2021? But again, thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, be easy.